Okay, hi and welcome back. Today we're in Arahal, about 40 kilometers to Sevilla. Great little property here, about 2,700 square meters of land. Got some good high pine hedge here on either side, leading to a decent 3-bed villa. Use some upgrading, a little bit of cheering up, but very good condition. You can see it's got the awnings to the front. It's early May and it's about 38 degrees here. Sevilla is a very hot province. I'm sure you've heard that before, but trust me, it is. Good wind always, good breeze going, so you don't notice it as much. Very peaceful area we're in here. People just getting their properties ready for the season, cutting the grass. They haven't gotten to their pool yet, but you know, decent size. A pump and filter in there as well. Now, something like this to tile, modernize, you know, wouldn't be as much money as you think. The big expense is obviously excavating. That's already done. So, you know, just to reform it, you know, you wouldn't be talking about a huge amount of cash. Another angle on the pool. Monster pine tree here, designed to give you some shade. And as you can see to the front of the property, a good high hedge there. Nice and private. You will certainly hear neighbors. This is the season, but certainly not overlooked. And during the off season, i.e. not summer months, it's going to be very, very quiet. Now, this does have a door. They've just got a mosquito net set up. But this is just a storage area here, as you can see. Good size. And space here for about 3 cars. Now, there is a ladder leading up here. It is a flat roof, but potentially if you want to sunbathe up there, kids play, you just, you know, need a balustrade. But it is a tipped flat roof, meaning the water doesn't accumulate. A nice terrace here to the front, nice and covered. I'll show you the land again, with 2,700 square meters, roughly 2/3 of an acre. Got some roses growing here. They grow very, very well. Hello. Let me give it a little sniff. Even with my cold, smells delightful. You can see the, I was going to say orange, but I'm thinking lemon. The old scrunch up test. Yeah, definitely lemon. They're just starting to grow right now. Now, you've got olive, more citrus, nice little palm there, and you can see the trees here are excuse me, just getting over a wicked cold this week. You can see the trees here are quite mature but not ancient, so I mean, you more or less got fresh orange juice and lemon for the rest of your natural life, and then your kids and grandkids and their grandkids will still be squeezing orange and lemon, and of course olive will bear fruit for several hundred years. So what I like about the property is that, you know, you got your pool area with grass, and then you've got all this here, which really is a blank canvas. I mean, you could do a lot with this. It's not overly treed, so certainly if you want to remove some of them, tennis court, basketball court, whatever you want really. You got water points all over the property as well, abundant water. Now this here to the front, I mean, that could be maybe made a little bit more private, but as you'll see in this video, I mean, nobody really drives by because we're almost at the end of a dead end here, so really the only traffic are going to be people that live here on this street. And you can see your olive is starting to flower now. I would imagine these trees are less than 20 years old, so plenty of time. If you don't like olive, now would be a time to acquire a taste for them. No, not all these are olives. These ones have already broken into flowers. Some will turn to olive. Others will just sort of dry up, fall off. But you've got more olive here than you know what to do with. Here's your near neighbor. Can't really see the house. It's sort of off in the distance there. The fence is there, but you wouldn't insult or offend anybody if you wanted to wall this, for an example. Or just, you know, plant yourself a nice line of pine all the way down to the bottom there. And then you've got complete privacy. But again, this bit is sort of away from the house. The house is sort of, extreme close-up, sort of straight on from there. So you've got all this space here. You know, if you just want to tackle this yourself, i.e., you know, prune, spray, pick your own olive trees, it'll keep you nice and young and spry and help you with your six-pack you've been saying you want to get into shape. Because, you know, it is quite laborious beating these trees to get at the olives. Another water point there. So very easy to maintain. And, you know, as I said earlier, you could certainly reclaim some of this, grass it. You can see the soil here is very, very sandy, extremely fertile. Anything grows. So, you know, if your thing is cherry or apricot or strawberry or whatever, you know, very easy to get them at the local nurseries. I wonder what this is. Some sort of fruit. I think that's a quince, although I could be wrong. And here you've got a sweet little berry growing. Mulberry, could be, something like that. Very sweet. But again, anything will grow here. Big pile of manure and you're styling. Alright, so here's looking back. You know, good amount of land. Not too much, not too little. Just right, I would think. Kind of a bit of a miserable day today, a little bit overcast. Supposed to get a little bit brighter and bluer in the afternoon, but nothing wrong with 36 degrees in May. Some of you are still probably in the low teens. And my personal fave are the vines. Just starting to grow, right? So these will produce some beautiful table grapes. You can also make them into wine. And what I like about this property is behind your neighbor here is basically nothing. Nothing at all. That house there is for the well and the pump for the well. You can see the well there. That's just the pump room for it. But you know, he's got a couple of orange trees, as you can see. Big plot of land. I'd say it's similar to this, maybe a little bit deeper, so probably about an acre. But there's nothing here. Chances of getting building permission now are slim to nil. So really, you've got nobody behind you, and then you've got a house there sort of in the distance. But again, most of these are summer properties, so in the summertime you'll hear and see people, hear them in their pools and stuff. But in the winter months, it's going to be pretty like dead. Birds, bees, flowers and trees. And then back here you just got a little bit of a leafy vine growing to again give you a bit of a buffer to your neighbor who isn't there anyway. And then just this sort of back area here, which really don't know what it's for, but it's there. Doghouse maybe. Did you fit a pool table back here? Yeah, probably. And then this area here, all this kind of makeshift, the shade that they've created here, you know, you could definitely have a good little tiled area with your table and your chairs. That's one hell of a big orange tree. No, that was a lemon tree. Well, it's hard to tell. Orange or lemon. Lemonade or orange juice. And then looking back here at your drive, palm tree. And I didn't show you earlier in the video, so there's some photos of it. We got a little storage room back here with a pump and filter for the pool. Right. And there's your well there, underground. It's all hooked up with a pump to draw it in. And there's your filter for the pool. And just, you know, the typical kind of shed tools and implements and pesticide sprayer. Right, let's take a look at the house from here. A beautiful fireplace in there, I'll show you in a sec. Obviously it's going to look a lot better filled and blue and clear, but it's a good size, and as I said earlier, easy to reform, and typically they put it in a place like that under the shade, keep you cool. Let's go take a look inside. Okay, here we are inside now. Got a very nice welcoming lounge. The stone floor. It's a man-made marble, but certainly being in the land of tiles, easy enough if you wanted to give it a rustic tile feel. And then, you know, you can see sort of the age of the fireplace, a little bit dated. This is kind of shishi in 1985, right? But it works, that's the main thing. There are other things like, you know, the windows, for an example, certainly are the older style steel, right? Those certainly need to be replaced, put in some double glazing. You may not be so fond of the finish as well on the walls, which is kind of the bumpy, easy enough to change, but you know, decent size lounge. And then going down the hallway and into the kitchen, which again is older, certainly older style, the tiles, the cabinetry and so forth, but it's a good size, right? You've already got a good start with granite work surfaces, but the cabinetry obviously is quite dated. You've got to keep in mind these are very seldom principal residences for the owners. They're country cottages, you know, for the summer, weekend getaways in the winter, which is why you got the fireplace. But overall, they're never going to be as comfortable inside as you'd expect, because of course they've got their main residence in Arahal or Sevilla or wherever they happen to come from, right? Usually have as many beds as you possibly can. This is a good double here. You can see the bed there, as well as plenty of space around. Big wardrobe there, but you know, decent sized bedroom. They're all more or less the same. This one's maybe a tad smaller. Air conditioned as well. Always comes in handy when you're baking hot like I am today. Bathroom certainly needs to be redone. Well, it's a shower room actually. A shower cubicle in the corner there. And then bedroom 3, which just has a couple of beds, a couple of mattresses. This will give you a better idea of the age of the windows. So, you know, it's a single pane of glass, metal. They put some makeshift mosquito screens up there. The old blinds. But really, aside from the windows, doors, because you know the doors again are, you know, quite flimsy and hollow. The floors, the bathroom, the kitchen, alright, well fine. Okay, the list goes on and on. Yeah, there's quite a bit to reform. However, it's a good size. That's what the point I was trying to make. but overall in very, very good condition. Just get out here onto the shaded patio. We'll finish off with a shot of the pool, but you have to sort of imagine blue and delightful. So again, to recap, just outside Arahal, Sevilla. Peace and quiet, birds and bees as you can hear. 2,750 square meters, 3-bed, 1-bath house. You got the extra little room there. Another good storage room there. Value price for a quick sale. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Lots of video uploaded all the time. And you can follow any of our properties at www.antiquera.co. Thanks for watching and happy house hunting.